welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 58. It's your game week 15 review. We are an Omnicrom free zone. It was meant to be a double Premier League game week, but then COVID struck. There were still loads of games though, and therefore some big scores. Three managers registering personal highest weekly totals for the season. There are also some incredibly low scores as well. Only one manager going into the transfer market this week. You can probably guess who that manager was. They've made more transfers than anybody else this season. In this week's Banter in the Box, we've got your game week 15 winners and losers and a manager of the season update. That's it, just be a quick one. Not a lot of banter going on in the FFL, disappointingly. So your game week 15 winners are, take a bow, Ted and Junior's manager Ian Sands. It's the birthday boy, turned 63 this week, and he went up one place to 15th, and he was one of those three managers that got a personal highest weekly total for the season. Not been a great season by Mr. Sands' normal high standards, but maybe he's clawing his way back for a second half of the season push. Take a bow also, the number one rated manager in the Family Fantasy Football League, Arden Diamonds manager Steve Holmes, up one place to fourth into the prize money places. Yes, 32 managers for the first time this season means we're paying out for a fourth place finish for the first time ever, and Steve Holmes is in that fourth place spot, and fourth is a season high for Steve Holmes. Normally times his title pushes to the perfection, and he's coming good at just the right stage of the season. Take a bow also, Napoli manager Lee Poulter, counting down his days of freedom before he gets married next year. It was a great week for Lee, up 3 places to 11th, this week's biggest climbers, and 11th is the highest position Lee has occupied in the Family Fantasy Football League since way back on the 17th of September 2020. And our final game week 15 winner, take a bow, Poppy's players manager Sarah Simons, up 2 places to 13th with a fourth weekly win of the season. Puts her 2 clear of everybody else in the race for the most weekly wins and that £10 prize money at the end of the season. They are your game week 15 winners, and as such, one manager of the season point to all of those. And here are your game week 15 losers. Hide your head in shame. These two reprobates. The Mad Hatter, the Creed Bratton Society manager, pictured there on the left, dropped 1 place to 5th. That's a season low for the Mad Hatter, who led the league table for so long in the opening weeks of the season, slipping further and further down the table. And to the right, debut manager Luck Where's the K Williams, Juan Veron FC, the biggest fallers this week, down a huge 5 places to 16th, still just about holding on to a top half of the table place. In fact, all 3 of our debut managers this season are in the top half of the table, doing well. Unusual, debut managers normally struggle, but they are both game 15 week losers this week. Hide your head in shame also, Ostrich Bar Stewards manager Steve Maloney. What is going on, Steve? Down another place to 14th. You have to go back to the 22nd of October 2020 for the last time that Ostrich Bar Stewards were as low as 14th in the table. And for the second week running, hide your head in shame, Racing 1895's John Tustin, down 2 places to 30th. And I said that it was with so many games in the Premier League, well, most of the Premier League teams playing twice, unfortunately not all of them, but most of them, there were going to be some high scores this week, and there were, but not for John Tustin. He scored 0 points in game week 15, So they are your game week 15 losers. Now, who the fuck is that? It has been running for the last 4 weeks. Rolling over. No one's got it right yet. To get the points, you have to name both managers, and I'm not even revealing whether one of the guesses were right. I'm just telling you whether your guess in its entirety was right or wrong. Only 2 managers had a go this week. They're pretty much the only 2 managers that are trying to win the manager of the season. Benny United manager Mark Benwell thought that was a picture of Lyndon Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby and Finger in Hoe Rangers manager Ryan Perrin. That, Mark, is an incorrect guess. And Hatch United manager Neil Hatch thought that was a picture of the Appleys United manager Marie Appley and Chairman's Choice manager yours truly. That, Neil, was an incorrect guess. So it's going to roll over again. But here's what the manager of the season table looks like now. The Mad Hatters drops down into 12th because he was a game week 15 loser. He's joint 12th with Ian Sands, who climbs one. Up to joint 7th, Lee Porter and Sarah Simons. And Steve Holmes, who's not only making a push for a record 5th league title, he's also looking to do the treble like Mr. Hatch. He goes joint 3rd on 6 points, and Neil Hatch is still out in front, 1 place ahead of his brother Mark. And it's rolling over again. It's now worth 10 manager of the season points. You have to tell me which 2 current Family Fantasy Football League managers are pictured there. You don't get any points if you only get one of them right, and I won't even tell you if you've got one of them right. You have to give me both managers to get 10 manager of the season points. So that is it for this week. As per the rules, as long as 10 Premier League teams play this week, it will be a legal game week, which means we will be back next Friday, which is Christmas Eve. And there should be 10 Premier League teams in action this week. As things stand, as far as I'm aware, 5 Premier League games are going ahead this weekend, so there's your 10 teams then. And even if 1 or 2 of them are cancelled, it is the League Cup quarter-finals next week in midweek. So there should be enough football to mean that we have a valid game week, and therefore a game week 16 review next weekend. But until then, stay safe everyone. Bye bye.